today I'm going to share with you the forecast of the next wave spell, which is going to be the moon wave spell. So the next 13-day cycle, we're going to be working with the energy of the moon. And the moon is the energy of emotions, of purity, of purification. So the tone for the next 13 days is going to be related to how are we purifying ourselves internally, how are we allowing the tides of the moon to move through us, and how are we focusing in our own purity first inside in terms of like emotions and feelings, and also in our physical body and outside in our lives. So I just feel really curious. How are you feeling? How's everything flowing for you from this past wave spell? We just went through the wave spell of the warrior, so we've been questioning a lot of things. We've been trying to harness and grab hold of our fears and move through them with the questions and checking in with what's true. So after we've gone through this journey, now it is our time to check in and see what do we need to purify. So the next 13-day cycle, from the 10th of July onwards, we're going to be presented with this new fresh energy. Especially also it's time for the new moon, so there's going to be time for like planting seeds for new beginnings. So powerful time to set intentions if you feel called to cultivate a certain like practice, focus on meditation, focus on just eating healthier. Now it's a really good time to do so. So let's dive deep. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments as well. I would love to establish conversation to know and checking with you how does it feel for you to be going in this journey with me with the wave spell. So definitely let me know. And I'm gonna check the wave spell here, and I'm just gonna share it with you all. So again, we're gonna start with the 10th of July, which is the day of the new moon, and the day of the red magnetic moon. That day is the day that we sets the tone for the next 13-day cycle. And as I mentioned before, a wave spell, it's a 13-day cycle in which we're going to be working the topic of the first day. So this is the moon. So this topic, it's going to be the one that is going to follow us throughout this journey. Our challenge throughout this cycle, it's going to be the dog, and the dog is the loyalty, the love, and especially loyalty towards relationships. It can be to the relationship with yourself or with the relationship with others. Maybe there's going to be some topics around boundaries and being able to set up boundaries. That's going to be really important. And again, we're purifying, and it is the wave spell of this purity, this purification. So if our challenge is the dog, it means that probably we're going to be presented with situations in which we have to choose ourselves first, and not out of being egotistical or selfish, but actually out of our own self-love. So I invite you to check in with yourself every single day of this 13 next day. If you're doing things out of your own loyalty to yourself, and if it feels right or not. Because sometimes we do things as a service to others, and don't get me wrong, it's so beautiful to do things selflessly and out of generosity. But if this generosity is impairing a part of ourselves that it's not feeling aligned, then we're doing just this angel just flew by, beautiful signs. If we're doing a disservice, if we're not fully in alignment, because eventually we're going to be resenting and getting frustrated by this thing that we are doing for that person, and maybe if we acknowledge that actually we were not able to do such action, then not right now, it's a good answer, instead of like doing something and then regretting and then feeling frustrated and then resenting that person. So that's something that's going to be presented these 13 days, these next 13 days, which is going to be checking in with yourself if you're doing things out of your own loyalty, and always choose doing things out of what feels right for you, not out of sacrifice. It is important to do things out of generosity, but not out of your own sacrifice and your own integrity. So always be loyal to yourself first. Then the way that we're going to be serving this next 13-day cycle is going to be the monkey, and the monkey is the magic. So we're going to be using the energy of the childlike play magic for us to actually harness this potential of transformation that we're going through this purification journey. And by magic, it can be like you can do yoga, have some oracle cards, you can connect to being childlike, maybe perhaps climbing, anything that has to do with like being a monkey, being a childlike, and connecting to magic, because the monkey is not only just playing, but it's also the magic, the mystical, and connecting to these higher realms. So that's going to be an energy that's going to be the way that we are going to be focusing and starting this action and serving. And the way that we're going to be forming the action of this next 13-day cycle, it's going to be the human. And the human is the free will, and it is the wisdom from experience, and being able to actually just influence others out of our own integrity and out of our own experience, and not being influenced by others. Because the human person that is in the human in the shadow is a person that actually can be really really influenced by others. So finding the right balance between being a good influencer out of integrity and out of that purity that we're working through. Then the way that the energy and the action this 13-day cycle is going to pick up, it's going to be with the skywalker, and that's making things practical, bringing heaven on earth, and making a bridge between these higher realms and the practicality of living a day-to-day life. So having access to this higher consciousness, higher guidance, higher intuition through this purification journey that happens at many levels, but first has to happen at a physical level, at an emotional level, so that we can connect deeper with these higher energies, with this higher divine connection. Because it is when we're connected to this multidimensionality that we see purpose, that we see that we belong, and that we understand the higher purpose of it all. When we are disconnected, we actually feel like we're just doing things to meet an end, but not actually to thrive. So remember to bring that practicality. The way that we are going to pick up rhythm, and by that means the way that we're going to move forward in this journey of purity, it is through the wizard. And the wizard is telling us to be here and now, to be in the presence of what is, in the acceptance. So probably we're going to go through this journey with probably a lot of emotions, and doesn't necessarily need to be something bad, but it's going to be something that we're going to experience. So the way that we're going to deal with all of that, it is again through magic. It is again through finding the wisdom from experience, bringing the practicality, and then going within, checking inwards, and being here and now with the acceptance of what is. That's really, really important. How are we going to be inspired the next 13 days? It's going to be with the eagle, and the eagle teaches us to create the vision, the mind. So the eagle is this example of like this higher vision of rising above conflict, rising above emotions, and really tuning in and seeing and witnessing what is, so that we can detach from it. And as we get to detach from it, we get to become the observer. Oh, that's happening. Okay, I'm not reacting. Doesn't mean that you have to be bland, but it means that you have to feel it all, but from a neutral standpoint, because that's how you overcome any emotional imbalances. The way that we check if we are in integrity, it's with the warrior, because it's from the previous Wavespell. So are we still fearless, living fearlessly? Are we still connecting to all of those questions of the warrior? Are we in touch with that discipline? So if that's in integrity, if we're living out of this integrity of this questioning of our status quo, of our dreams, and working towards our dreams, then we're questioning the purity of our mind, and then we can move forward. We move forward and we start to pulsate, to transcend in this journey of this 13-wave cycle with the earth. And the earth teaches us the evolution and the synchronization. So the moment that we get to see where we're headed, then it's the moment that we can move forward into the planetary tone. And the planetary tone is the tone for like the mirror here. We have the mirror, and that's with the truth and the reflection. So finding reflection with other with others, and also like always allowing for others to express what they see, always from a point of love and compassion, but being open to receive the messages of what others think of you. It's important, as well as connecting to your own messaging, your own internal guidance, and your own truth. So in order to purify and go into this 13-day cycle of purification, you need to connect to your own truth. And that will assist you in the purification of your reflections outside, because as what we hold inside, it is what we see outside. So again, that's the reminder that I always talk about you're the creator of your own reality, because you are. So what you're holding inside, you're seeing it outside. So here, hold on to the truth and your own truth, and this is how you're going to help manifest this purity, this line of accessing those deeper rooted emotions. And the way that you let go in this Wavespell is through the storm. And the storm in the spectral tone, the storm is the energy of self-transformation, catalysis, this lightning, this activation of your light body. So it's almost like going online. So in a way, the way that you're gonna allow for all this purity to happen, it is through the storm, allowing for the storm to happen, to fall, to be, and then be moved by its power of transformation. The way that we're gonna work through cooperation and crystallization with the crystal tone, it is through unconditional love, through the sun. So connecting to the unconditional love for what is, that probably people that hurt you in your life didn't mean to hurt you, but they didn't know what to do it better. Same applies for family, friends. No one meant to hurt you. However, if they did, you need to acknowledge those feelings as equally valid, because if you're being hurt, you have all the right in the world to be angry and to be defeated and to feel like all the feelings, and you have to allow yourself to feel all of that and to process. However, you should not also hold it against others because they're doing their best, but you need to learn to navigate and purify by setting straight and clear boundaries, connecting to your truth, being inspired by the higher vision, and always being loyal to yourself first and then to others. The way that we transcend in this Wavespell is through the dragon, which is the cosmic tone, the dragon. And the dragon here, we experience the nurturing. The dragon is this primordial energy of birth and nurturing. So by nurturing ourselves first, we get to find a safe container for our emotions to express. If you don't sit with yourself when you're feeling off, check in and see, okay, what's happening within. Instead, you see someone, friend, family, and you drop it onto them, then you're not really connecting to this power of nurturing yourself and having a healthy outlet of your emotions. When you're blaming others for what you're feeling, you're not being sovereign, because you're not really connecting to your power, to your sovereignty, that no one has power over you but yourself. You have the power to connect within. And as you get to know, okay, I am able to navigate my frequency, I am able to hold my frequency, I am feeling whatever is happening within, but I'm not going to allow for that to make me go towards one end or the other. I'm going to stay neutral. I'm going to stay in this point. As you get to know that you're sovereign, you get to create a space where your emotions can be feeling safe to express. And this is how you transcend in this next 13-day cycle, giving the space to process anything that you need to process. And again, remember that we're working with the emotions, the loyalty to the relationships, finding that magic as a service, connecting to the free will and the influencing, bringing heaven on earth in practicality, going within, finding the higher vision as an inspiration, connecting to the warrior, and then letting go with this transformation. So this is my message for you, this next 13-day cycle. It's probably going to be a journey of nurturing, of finding that divine mother within. And as you get to experience that, you don't need anything from outside and you become sovereign. If you enjoyed this forecast and you want to get to know your sign, let me know in the comments your birthday. And if you want to book a session with me to activate your Mayan signature and to learn more about it, I would so love to guide you. And I can guide you and your partner and understand what is the purpose with your relationship and also with your family members. So that's really mind-blowing to understand. So all the love,